Damn. I'm sorry, y'all. Last night, when the gimbal died last time we went live, everything reset, but I just fixed it. Hope everybody's doing well today. It is freezing where I am right now. I'm wearing 2 layers of Under Armour. This is the shot glass that we did, that you saw me make on live the other night. It's gonna flame polish. I took this to the web saw earlier today, and water was like freezing on the saw as I was cutting. It's crazy. So the outer diameter on this one is like between 32.5 and 33 millimeters, and it's a little under 3 inches, like just that orange section. Come back to it. It's just, it's so cold. The only thing I really want to touch with the flame is like the edges of where you would be putting your mouth. Man, is it cold. I have 2 heaters on also. I'm not sponsored by any of these people, but shoot, if you're a brand that could hook me up with a heavy duty heater for the garage, that'd be awesome. Or if you sponsor heavy duty, like sports active, Under Armour type stuff, I'm your boy. Shout you out all the time. Turn around for a second. Haven't opened this up on my computer yet, so I'm really not sure what everything looks like for y'all. Give me a second. Oh, it's cold. Oh, man. What do you use lathes for? Right now, I'm doing another color rod blowout with a different color. So this is the blowout we did the other day, right? This color orange section tubing, and then we put a foot on it. So right now, I'm making another section, probably to make a shot glass, because I don't have a big enough saw yet to really do like bigger cups. So that'll be something that I'll save up for. Probably be like a couple grand. Appreciate that, Nick. How's everybody doing today? No Fear Print, what's up? Nick, what up? Damn, I have my phone up there. There's somebody I have to shout out today. Hold up. All right, bear with me for a second. There's somebody I have to shout out today. All right, bear with me, y'all. Bear with me. Bear with me. This is important. If y'all did this for me, I would shout. Y'all with me? I don't know if y'all heard that. Shout out to Kevin Waters or Kevin Waiters. I'm not sure how you pronounce the last name. Kevin, if you're in the chat today, dude, thank you so much. I appreciate that. That 10 is going to a good cause. Got some silicone adapters added to the shopping list. All right, let's see. Let me get this remote to fix the thing again. There we go. How about that? So we're going to do the color rod blowout section. Now, I don't know if y'all heard, but it's like probably 20 or less degrees in my garage right now. So before I put thousands of degrees hot flames to the glass and break it, I want to more gently warm it up in the Bunsen. The Bunsen is just propane. Even if you see me kick up the pressure, like, that's still less intense than if I just took this torch and pushed it right against it. So I'm gonna warm this up a little bit. Hopefully I start to warm up a little bit too as I'm standing by the fire. Where are y'all coming from today? You in the US? I'm in Virginia. And it is freezing. I think we're gonna get hit with the storm tonight around like midnight. Oh. Normally drinking iced coffee, but I had to have hot coffee today. Idaho, Washington, what up Josh, what up Chopper? If y'all didn't hear me, Mr. Waters shot me a fresh 10 the other night. Put that to good cause. I appreciate the support, y'all. Need some more tools. Hella noise, what's going on in hella noise, yeah? Tulsa, what up? Florida in the house. I left Orlando. I don't know how long you've been with me, but right before I came to Virginia, I was in Orlando. Right before I had my garage set up, I was at a glassblowing studio called the Orlando Glass Union. We were in this like industrial parking lot with there was like a couple mechanics, a boxing gym, and my buddy decided to open up a smoke shop towards the front of this industrial plaza with a glassblowing studio, like a smaller version. In the back of that, and everything was going really great. And then, don't know why, but a church decided to move next door in this industrial plaza next to a smoke shop slash glass gallery where there's boxing gyms and mechanics. And they started complaining about a smell, and my, I guess, I don't know what you call him, he's not like my boss. I guess he was like the landlord, the guy that was overseeing the studio and that store. The owner of that plaza that was renting out the space decided to not renew his lease because of those complaints, even though the church was like fresh in for like 2 months and we had been there for like 2 years. And that was like the main transition to the garage studio. Man, I'm like shaking right now. Ooh, need to warm up. Do some. God damn, it's cold. How's everybody doing today? California, 52. Symphony, Andorra. Never heard of that before. Burlington in here, hell yeah, 2 inches of ice, 2 feet of snow. Yeah, I think we're gonna be getting like 12 to 24 also. Y'all stay shoveling. I got a bunch of ice melt I might actually put out before it starts snowing. All right, does anybody have experience with that? Real quick, teach me something. It hasn't snowed yet. It's supposed to start at midnight. Where my driveway is, it's like blocked off by my neighbor's trees, so like 0 sun hits my driveway, and if it snows, it will not really melt on its own. Do you wait for it to snow, and then do your shovel and snow blowing and then put the snow melt down or the ice melt down, or do you put the ice melt down before that? All right, we got conflicting. I got conflicting. Check the comments real quick, everybody that's in the chat, and read that the comments towards the back, the fresh ones, and let's reach a consensus, please and thank you. I have a neighbor that has like a super special needs daughter, like super special needs, and I would really love to help them out also. So, but it's like big driveways, so it's a lot of work. And it is freezing. Salt now, salt now. Someone says after you shovel, it's too cold, the salt won't work. What does that mean? What do you mean the salt won't work because it's too cold? Is that like for fun? Hope everybody's having a good day today. We're just warming up the glass, warming ourselves up. I moved my wet saw up, so like my backyard is like kind of like down a slope, right? And last night at 3 a.m., my ring alarm went off. Apparently, it was so windy, the cover to the wet saw blew off. So I had to bring everything like up to the garage today. Did the cold cuts in the front of the house where I was getting blasted with that wind chill. Water, right? Because I wasn't by the hose now. Like I tried to use the hose, but the hose was frozen solid. I couldn't get any water out of it. So I had to carry buckets of water to the wet saw bucket to fill it up. And like water is splashing everywhere. And within like a minute or two, I have ice patches forming. So I put a little salt down where I saw that happen. Tried to get all the rest of the online orders out today. So my postman, guy is super nice. This guy, John, gave him like a Christmas card or whatever, or winter holiday card. Always coming through to the door, bringing us our mail. Tried to finish everything so he wouldn't have to come back, walk up the driveway with the snow and ice. If it's below 20, salt will not work. How cold is ice, bro? Can someone confirm or like fact check this for me? Gruff is saying he does snow removal in northern area, Indiana. If it's below 20, salt will not work. How does it's snow melt though, bro? Like ice melt. Sorry, it's not like snow melt. It's ice melt. So, how does that make sense? I don't know. I just don't know. Make it make sense for us, please. A bunch of people could use some advice right now. It seems like the whole country is getting hit by a storm. It feels like. He's right. 32.7. All right. I mean, how cold is ice? And then how cold is ice in the wind with the wind chill? Which could have been a ridiculous thing to say. Forgive me. I am just really cold and a little tired. Had to hop out in the cold last night at 3 a.m. to get this freaking wet saw cover. Wound up tearing the thing, trying to put it back on. But what's up with you guys? What are you guys up to today? About to have to Amazon search this snow melt my pops got. Well, I guess if it sits on top of the ice, it'll be less slippery when I walk. Really, I don't want like anybody in my family to get hurt walking to like the mailbox or anything. That's 100% the ultimate goal. Well, he said below 20. So as long as it's above 20 degrees, it's cool. All right, that warms me up a little bit. All right, this is Greaves. Yep, we all learned something. See, that's what I'm saying. Community, chat, you know? All right. Swipe off these goggles and start doing some things. I'm glad y'all are safe, though. Everybody's happy and healthy. Now, riddle me this. Sorry for coughing. So this shot glass I made is like a 1 of 1. I don't even know if I have any more transparent black tubing to make another foot like that at the moment. Does something like that need to be in a set of 2? Or would you ever buy like a one-off? Honestly, I think we're going to do a little bit of the raw blowout before I polish these things because I'm just really cold and we need to kick up this heat like ASAP. I'm doubled up on like those, I don't even know what brand it is. Got it off of Amazon for the low. Ooh. Why is this here? That doesn't need to be here. This doesn't need to be here right now. Put this to the side. That's why I was going to start with that, because I didn't even turn my oven on yet. I was going to polish those first, then put them in the oven, then turn the oven on, and then get started with the rest. So, if you didn't hear me at the beginning when I was talking about the dimensions of the shot glass, so that one was like 32.5 to 33 millimeters outer diameter, like a little bit over 2 3/4 inches, and it was maybe like 1 3/4 ounces of water when I tested how much liquid it filled. So I'm thinking I do 3 1/4 inches. Kind of keep it that diameter, shoot for like a 2 ounce. And I do like that pawn-shaped foot we came up with yesterday. I was going to try to do something more simple, but we decided I should try to be a little bit more artistic. Try to get out of my comfort zone a little bit more like I'm doing now. I am still kind of new to this rod blowout process. Like one of the things I'm trying to get better at right now is thickening up the glass. When I put the flame like that, I'm like collapsing and condensing, right? The rod is melting into that glass. And then I'm trying to puff it back up to be a similar outer diameter. Sorry, excuse me. So the question when I go back to check my computer was, does it need to be a set of 2? I think my arrow might be out of this. My knob was a little stuck right there. Let's maybe restart this a little bit. See, now we're venturing into unfamiliar territory. Like, this is super long. Alright, it's pushing straight, at least. The wall thickness is terribly lumpy though. A little bit more. I was almost thinking that maybe we try something that I did like once before, where, so this is like an emerald, transparent emerald green. This one is whatever, I have no idea what the color is, but it's kind of unique. So I was thinking maybe I'd pop that hole open, kind of flare the tube open, so now it's a stock tube, and I take that and kind of like extend a little bit, and then I'll take an emerald green and I'll kind of like build almost like a coil potting a section, so you have the transparent in some parts you could see through, and then that more opaque part in others. But I'm also a little worried it would look kind of like cow polka dot spotted, so I'd really have to think about how to execute something like that so it wouldn't look like wonk wonk. Well, I'm definitely warmer than I was before, so that's what's up. All right, let me check the comments. What do you think? Should I pop that open and try to kind of like, maybe like I pull this to a point so it's also like a rod, you know? What do you think? Is green and this color look wonky? All right, let me shout some people out real quick while we figure out what we're gonna do with that. I asked a lot of questions before, so let me see. All right, back to salts and temperatures, temperature of ice, randomly jumped on. All right, what up, the Verizon droid? I am making a blowout section. So a blowout is I'm taking a rod and I am blowing it out into a tube. So I have air, right? I'm breathing air from this side, and that tube, when I puff, it's pushing out from that direction. So as I'm melting this rod and it's collapsing and condensing, like it gets soupy, right? So as it's collapsing and it's condensing to that, I'm then pushing it back forward. So it's almost like I'm like punching through the rod and I'm blowing it out. And what I'm gonna do with that color section, really we could do anything with it. I can make candlesticks or cups or shot glasses or... So the thing I made over there that I have behind me is a shot glass we made on yesterday's live stream. It is a Hand of Man orange blowout with a transparent black base. And the question was, can it be a one of one? Or does something like a shot glass or a wine glass or champagne flute or a cup, does it need to come in a set of two? So can it be just a one-off, or does it have to be two? What up, NSIC? 18 inches of snow. I'm really hoping I don't get any snow at all, but it'll be a chance to help out the neighbors, because I think we're the only ones with snow blowers. So, dude, snowblower could be worth it, man. Could be worth it. Provides traction. So we're talking about salt on top of snow if it's too cold for the salt to melt it, or like the ice rather. Let's see. Spread 100 tons every snow. Yo, if you're in, I don't remember what area he's in, but Gruffs can help you with your snow and ice needs. 16 there, damn. DRNE, Golix. Definitely not pronouncing that right. South Texas is 43. Dog, that doesn't even sound that bad, honestly. Hold up. James, what up? Steph Gold, what up? Yeah, right? 43 sounds amazing right now. It is cold. I actually had to take my heater. Like, I have a couple of like mini heaters behind me, and just like you would with a car, right? Like, can you see like the motor over here? I put my little heater right there. I just set it on my lathe table and I let that go for a little bit. And then what I'll do is I'll put the heater on my chair and I'll just try to like kind of point it towards under here a little bit. Truthfully, I need to grease this up. And I have the grease behind me. Maybe I should do that now also. Get this view a little bit better. Let's see, what else? Buck Nutty, what up? James, what up? Did you say negative 52? Who has negative 52? Steph, where are you that it's negative 52? Stay safe out there. Man. Joa, what up? I wish they had automatic translation on these for all of my friends coming from other places. Evan, what up? Yusuf, what up? Yuko, what up? Bluro, what up? Appreciate that, Robert. Oh. All right, I'm gonna get back to like holding. I need to get back to working in the flame. Definitely feel free to kick it with each other though. Talk to each other though. Glass lathe. This is a Bunsen burner, omnidirectional, or I don't know if that's the right word, but I can use nozzles independently of each other. This is my GTT Mirage. It has 2 stages. The first stage, the second stage, the one kind of looks like a lightsaber. And then you also see me using my National hand torch. Lad, are you like, Lad? Kiaza Key, I have no idea what you're saying, fam. But I would appreciate all of y'all smashing some like, subscribe, do me a favor, help me monetize this page, you know. Oh, so nobody answered. I didn't see anybody answer. Does a shot glass have to come in a set of 2 if I'm making heady American colors, or can it be just 1? I was thinking about making a shot glass, or at least a section for a shot glass, but I'm also curious, does the shot glass need to come in a set of 2, or can I just make like 1 of 1 glasses, like 1 of 1 cups, 1 of 1 champagne fruits? I'm putting a poll up right now, just because I know people will probably not see this when I type it in and they won't hear me later on. So the question is going to be in the poll: do the cups, glasses, shot glass, wine glass need to be in a set of 2, or can I make 1 of 1 pieces? And the options are going to be 1 of 1 is cool, and then the other one is going to needs to be a set of 2 minimum. All right, poll is up. Let me turn the flame back on. I'm freezing. Actually, let me have a sip of my iced coffee. I don't know why I have iced coffee right now. It's just like habit, I guess. Oh. This is definitely bigger than the 32, but I still think we need at least 3 inches. So I think it's probably going to take most of this rod. So yeah, if you're a sponsor for some like heavy duty Under Armour type stuff, holler at your boy. I'll be like, yo, these people are keeping me warm on the daily in my garage studio where it's really cold. No, that's another thing I would save up for if I can like do well with this YouTube is some more powerful heaters behind me. I have like two of the I think they're 120 volt, so they're a little bit less powerful. I have to keep them like a ways behind me. So maybe I just stand closer to the fire. If you hear that wop, 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 wop sound, it's because I'm not trying to just puff hard. I'm just trying to like a little at a time. Because I'm pushing through that solid piece, right? I'm like tunneling through it. So when there's a thick part of that solid piece, it just makes it awkward to push through if like that's really thick and then that part is really thin. And when you puff, like the air is gonna go to where the flame is the hot, like where it's the hottest. So that's why you see me focusing my flame like towards the center of it. So I want it to spin straight. This flame is a little low, to be honest. One of the reasons, again, if y'all didn't hear before, I'm just trying to make this thicker. That's why I'm really spending so much time working it. Also, because I'm a noob doing color raw blowouts, I'm learning as I go. I think it would also be easier if this rod wasn't so skinny. I also think my tube might be coming out. So I don't know if I'm really getting. Yeah, that's sharp. Maybe I try not using the two-stage and I work with a little bit less heat at a time. This was a good idea. This was a very good idea. Honestly, I think it looks really cool. Let me make sure that my still like actually plugged in though. All right, and pull this out a little bit more. And then I have, yep, another one of these ready to rock. Excuse me. Appreciate y'all smashing some thumbs, like, subscribe, drop a comment, vote on my poll. Help me really monetize this page. Check out the links in my bio to my Instagram, Cash App if you're feeling like supporting your boy. Even my Shopify site. I was sipping my coffee. And then, all right, so let me look at the comment section real quick. I'll bring my laptop over here so y'all can see me, you know? Let me turn this down a little bit. I can see the glass getting a little red. Focus on the tip, maybe. And that's to the side. It is so cold. I'm sorry. All right. I'm scrolling back a little bit, scrolling back up. All right. I know I'm not going to hit everybody right now, but Buster, what up? Ron, not loose. Appreciate you, though. Do you put, I don't even know what that is. Do you put something in the nose? Oh, no. My nose? No. Besides like a tissue, because like my nose is really runny right now. It's like super cold. You feel the same way? I don't know. For one, Will Rizson, what up? Uday Singh, what up? All right, yeah. So this is the shot glass from yesterday's live stream. Hold up. This is a glass lathe 15 there in Kentucky. I am in Virginia in the US. So I know you can't see the light going through it really right now, but this is the Hand of Man orange. It has this like really cool pop, almost like tiny little bubbles all the way throughout. And then this is the hourglass bell type shape that we also made on the lathe yesterday. I was originally just gonna yop it right there and it just be flat, but as I started to pull it away, right? I was like, you know what, that kind of looks like a bell. Maybe we try to be artistic today. Should we do it? People were like, yeah. So we made the shot glass. And then I have other toppers, you know, for like the other type of stuff I make. I don't know if you're familiar with like the Puffco or the Carta. This is another one we did the other day. I took that to the wet saw today also. Unfortunately, so this was like 14 inches or 15 inches originally, and it was in my device, and it just tilted backwards, fell over, fell off my table. First time that happened, did not break. Third time it happened, the tip cracked. So I took like 2 or 3 inches off of the top. And I really like how, like, when the light hits off of it, it's almost like a lightsaber. This one's compatible with the Puffco and the Bomb Official. And then that color that we're working with right now, I know I'm shouting, I have a mic on my sleeve, I keep forgetting, my bad. I don't know if you're going to be able to see the metallic sheen right now, but like, it is crazy in person. It like literally is like silver metal shine. It just pops like crazy. But the emerald green that I have it attached to right now for this part of the section, I think it kind of looks coolest for me. But as I'm thinking about like a mix, so like let's pretend there were sections here, like maybe there were curves or like almost like little lightning bolts that were see-through, transparent emerald green. Would that look good? Or should it just kind of be like a uniform shot glass, and then imagine another one of those transparent black feet on the bottom of them? So it would look kind of like almost like the last one, except instead of that orange, it would be this. All right, let me go back to the comments real quick. All right, how does the airline meet up with the spinning glass tube? All right, let's try to get the remote. Hohem M7, not sponsored, but that's how I'm using the remote today. Let me go hit the live button on my computer so I could see. Oh, it is so cold. All right, this arrow, right, is plugged into a silicone nesting egg. So in this bore, it's not just whipping around like crazy. It kind of keeps it centered a little bit. Here is a, man, what do you call it? Basically, like this part of it spins and this part of it spins, so it doesn't just pull, swivel. It's a swivel. Sorry, a 90-degree swivel. And then I have the silicone tube attached to it. Obviously, you can breathe in air. And then I have the mouthpiece, so I blow into that, right? Goes through the tube, which is kept straight by the chuck and the lathe, you know? Go back to that. And that's how the air part works. What up, everybody? How y'all doing today? Did you smash some buttons for me? Hit that like, hit that subscribe, maybe check out. It would be dope if you checked out the one video I posted on my page. I tried to like show off the studio a little bit. And if y'all have any like questions, I could go over stuff in a future live stream or whatever. Quiet the elaborate penis. What, Bizarro? I got asked, bro. Yo, what does? Oh, that section that I showed y'all? It's so freaking cold. I'm gonna chuck it out there one more time. If you are like a Under Armour type super warm clothing apparel company trying to sponsor your boy. Ooh. Also, if somebody wants to ever take over for me explaining stuff in the comment section because you're tired of me talking, saying same stuff, you know, appreciate you. Do that. Much love and thanks and appreciation. Man, Lord, I really need to. I need to get this oven turned on. My oven is, I'm gonna either set it to 1100 degrees Fahrenheit or 1050 degrees Fahrenheit, and then I'm gonna keep the bottom doors open so the heat leaks out. Struggle is real. Will this break? Don't know. I feel like warming it up this much in the Bunsen though will be Gucci. What do you think? What are the odds? Do you think it's gonna break, or do you think it's... Get some spin action. My buddy Derek, he goes by Glass. He has another type of lathe. It's called the Enquala. And you see how I'm like holding this with my hand and spinning it? And you see how this lathe is in a fixed, like static position? His lathe, he can like move around. It's like an adjustable arm, like an adjustable gooseneck mic boom almost. And can get these crazy angles that I wouldn't have to do by hand. All right. Let us lightly kiss just the edges. God, it's gonna be hard because my hand is shaking. Ooh. 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 Just trying to polish it without boiling the color. I don't want bubbles to start forming. That'll make it like rough when you put it to your lips. One of the things I'll save up for, so tools on the list to save up for, is a sandblast machine, a lapidary where I could polish these with like those pads versus doing it like this, different type of saw, so I can make like bigger cups. I think this is good, to be honest, but let's make sure we get the inside of this little. If you don't have a good view right now, I am sorry. I think I might give this to my sister. I'm gonna say that is perfectly good. What up? I dig it. Honestly, I kind of dig it. All right, done this other one. Let's polish this tip now. Hey man, I appreciate that. I really appreciate that. I am freezing. I am freezing cold right now. I have Under Armour pants on. I'm wearing the big socks with my safety Crocs, socks and Crocs. It's the way to go. It is going, theoretically, supposedly, going to be snowing tonight, like around midnight by me, I think. I like it cold when I'm sleeping. I don't know about y'all. I'm like a hot sleeper. I like it cold. But not while I'm working. If I haven't said so, I appreciate y'all tapping in today, stopping by. I know a lot of y'all have already hit the subscribe, the likes, the emojis are helping me monetize this, so thank you. After this, I'm turning my oven on, and that should 1000% help. Trying to do the outside rim first. Let me turn this down a little bit. This color is super sensitive to that boiling. So I'm really trying to like as minimal as possible. Soft flame. Don't overwork it. Just don't want it to be sharp. That's it. And this is where having like that polishing wheel, you know, would really come in handy. I think that's good. Let's get this ready to go again. Put this in here. Whoop. Take these out. Let's put this in the back. That in the back. And maybe we'll set the oven to 1100 degrees today. Apparently that's the temperature you set it at to kiln strike it. And kiln striking means, like, striking is how you change the color of the glass. There are certain glass colors, it's like the metals and stuff inside of the glass, where when you heat it, could change from, like, for example, that single color bronze to that multicolor, you know, tube that has that metallic look I showed you, which you do not see at all when it's like before you put heat to it. Just put these down there. All right, that's on. Dope. Dope. All right. Appreciate that, Rise. What up, Ben? What up, what up? I just stepped to my computer real quick so I could check the comments for y'all. See who's with me. Oy. Today is a doozy, y'all. Dang. Like, for real, dang. I need to upgrade these heaters. Maybe put on like another layer of Under Armour or something. Stop drinking iced coffee. Well, I was thinking maybe a shot glass. I was talking to my pops earlier, and he was like, there's 0 point of making a shot glass if you do not know how much liquid it can hold. So I was like, all right, bet. Yup. Definitely can't argue with that. And I decided to take my calipers to the last one I had made, that orange one you just saw me polish. And it is like approximately 32.5 to 33.5 millimeters outer diameter. It's super thin. thin wall, not like in a dangerous way, just like for a dimensions way. And it's like 2 3/4 inches, and it could hold like 1 3/4 ounces. So I was thinking I make like 2-ounce shot glass, 2-ounce shot glasses. So this would be like the first redo, I guess you could say. Or I can make something totally different. That's the beauty of just making, you know, the tubing section. We could make whatever. Cups. I really like the next thing I have to make. So I have to make something for my sister. And at first I was going to do a wine glass. And then I kind of broke it on my wet saw because my wet saw is too small. And it turned into a really, really like comically tiny shot glass on a super tall stem. And I need to redo that. And my mom, who doesn't drink alcohol, I need to make a cup for of the same color. I'll show you all the color tubing. So that's another thing. I need to buy more of that color rod. I think it's called dense purple amethyst. And I think it might be a greasy glass color. Greasy glass is like the American company that formulated that color, you know, so it's like an original color that they released, which is really cool. I don't know if you knew that was like a thing and how they do that, but it's pretty awesome. So I think somebody asked me about some other stuff that I make, so let me show y'all one of them. I kind of really like these, to be honest. I think the Puffco is down there, so I'll just hand this up and show this up real quick. So this one is also UV reactive. And it's called Experimental Moist Raspberry over Pineapple Juice. So I know it's hard to see right now, but there's this really awesome icy glacier texture underneath this red. And originally this was white. This looked like, I don't know if you know, like the Gatorade Glacier white color. And if you put that in like the freezer for like 20 or 30 minutes and make like a slushie out of it, which I highly recommend, not sponsored by Gatorade, it kind of looks like that underneath. But this was a striking color. So when I left this in the oven overnight, it turned red. And I was not expecting that, you know, but dope. I really like it. And I put it on a transparent black base. So this is what I was going to do with the shot glass originally. I was just going to have the shot glass straight onto this flat piece like that. But instead, we created that like hourglass shape and then put the body on that. And that's how we became artists yesterday. So right now, if this is the tube, right, let me zoom back out. If this is the tube, that's what I'm making right now. I'm just making a tubing section. But now that I'm up here, I see that I need to change the angle a little bit. Whoops. Hit my remote by accident, sorry. I guess y'all just got a little tour real quick though. Actually, since I'm here, that's my 3D printer setup. All right, back at it. Put this to the side. How's everybody doing? This is borosilicate COE 33. So this is that type of glass. This is not the like Netflix blown away series glass. This is borosilicate COE 33. Safe to put in the dishwasher. I've been told that even the UV reactive glass, which has some uranium in it, because it's like embedded and melted in, you know, with the glass, say sand, whatever. I can't explain it well, I'm sorry. But basically, you could still drink out of it and it'd be totally fine. Isn't that crazy? Oh. If you're new, haven't been kicking it with us, my name is Zach. I'm a glassblower. I'm in the US, in Virginia. Appreciate y'all subscribing, liking, hitting, so, oh, this definitely just popped out. All right. Damn. All right. Let me do that thing I do when I step to the side real quick, and then I'm going to have to turn off the Bunsen, push my adapter back into it. I'll move the camera so I guess you could see me do that. Just warming myself up. Hope everybody's healthy and happy today. Everybody staying warm. All right, put that to the side. Shake it out. Stretch out those lungs. Evacuate everything from your chest. Because you can't have your breathing be like, we're all whatever, inconsistent. Gotta be solid. Yep. See, this popped out. All right, let's not burn myself by accident. Safety first, folks. I think I have enough space to just slide this right in. Nope. All right. So let me slide the remote so y'all can see this. Nope, wrong way, wrong way. All right, let me go down. Let me go down. Nope, nope, nope. Up, up, up. All right, that's good enough, I feel like. All right, I have to take this whole stopper out. All right, wedging this in here. That's why, one of the reasons why. Damn. Oh, dude, I forgot. All right, so this got stuck in one of the other tubes the other day, and I could really use this one because it's not torn. That's also why this hole is way too big for this. And a solution would be to use a piece from my other, here it is. Nope, still needed that thing I just pushed to the side. Let's see. Nope. Sure. Why not? A thing of beauty. All right. choke up as much as I can. All right. Hooey, and we're back. See, now it's in there. I'm gonna close my chuck. You know what I could use? Oh no, I have it drilled in. All right, never mind. All right. So here's another question. Do you like longer videos like this? Like if you wanted to catch the whole thing, would you want to go back to like a video, like an edited video where you're only seeing like flame to the torch and you're missing all this dialogue and stuff like that? Or would you want to just leave it, have me post it unedited, raw, whole video? You could fast forward if you want to. Appreciate that, appreciate that. Damn, it's cold. See something? All right, I think I am going to need to swap out my propane tanks. It looks like it's running on empty. So you want to see something interesting? You see that flame going right now? Talk about my propane tank real quick. Hold up. So you see the flame is on, right? Let me know if you want. Well, actually, going into the machine and all that stuff, check out the video I posted on my page. I went over all of that and I try to go through it right now. Zeroed out completely. I could probably go for another little while, but I think maybe I just stop and swap out the tank. So that was another thing I made sure. Didn't have to go out and drive to swap the tank. I put a tank out last night and Cinch came and delivered a freshie this morning. So like 7 a.m. I see something on the ring. Swapped it out for me. That convenience is definitely worthwhile. It's 26 bucks, but the truth is it's not that much cheaper, you know, when you go to the supermarket or whatever. And this way you don't have to waste the time, the gas, you know, you still have to pay for it anyways. All right, but we'll pause this for now, unedited. No, I really don't want to do edits. Ooh, I guess maybe I should do TikTok. maybe. I actually was like popping on TikTok twice. I think I got up to like 27,000 followers on TikTok, and then they deleted my page because of, you know, the Puffco, all that type of content, and then got up to 14K, and then they deleted the page, kind of like the Instagram story right now. See how lumpy that is? I'm getting better with it. This one gave me some issues though. Wonder how much that is. Maybe that's like a 2-inch section. All right. I think what I'm gonna do is, while I'm reading this, let me just scroll up real quick. Bass Ghost, what up? Adventure Investors, what up? Zachary G, what up? That's a good name, bro. Mine's just spelled a little different. Caleb, what up? Peta, what up? Saber Tony, Lillian, Edward, Francis, you already. What do you already know? What am I making? I'm just prepping tubing to do other things. Maybe I'll make something like one of these. This was another one we made recently on live. Let me get into the light real quick. So I am prepping a body right now. And then maybe I'll handle up to it and maybe attach it to a base. But I'm thinking maybe it's going to be another shot glass or a wine glass, or I need like other tech to really do bigger cups. I don't have the right saw to do it, so I have to save up for that. Maybe monetization through the page and all that type of stuff. I can start upgrading the equipment a bit more. You want to see, I haven't made a water topper, a water piece in a really long time when it comes to like scientific glass blowing, but this is one of the last ones that I make. I call that an M perk. Tray diffuser. Let me see the question I got asked real quick. I see a question. Hold up. How do you know when to work it or the right temperature so it doesn't burst everywhere? I mean, I guess experience started in the Bunsen. All right, so like right now, I kind of have the flame in between the glass, not actually touching the glass. So I'll start like that to gently warm it up, and then I'll slowly slide the wheel over to slowly like get more and more to heat it up, and then I'll do something like hit it with the bigger torch, you know, like propane, oxy, second stage. No way I'm going to the second stage without first warming it up, because that would straight up break that piece. Glassblower, blowing glass, Boro COE 33, making sections to really, you know, do whatever, I guess. You see it's still going strong. I even have that torch on right now, and how much propane is there in the propane tank? 0 PSI, 0. I know my hands are shaking. I'm sorry. It is just freezing in my garage right now. Like, stupid cold outside. All right, so let me cut this right now. I think I'm just gonna put that section in the oven, and I'm gonna have to swap out the propane tank, so I'm gonna have to stop anyway. Maybe warm up. I appreciate y'all tapping in today. See y'all a little bit later tonight. Oh, before I go, do me a favor. Just so you remember to tap in later, smash that subscribe, smash some likes, smash some emojis, and we'll do more a little later tonight. I'm thinking that we'll assemble another foot to it. Like let's make this a glass, like a shot glass or whatever. So I think we'll extend that to make sure it's like 3¼ inches. Then we'll prep a foot like that bell shape because I thought that was kind of cool. Maybe we'll try to figure out a different shape and we'll attach that to the body and then we'll put the tube back in the oven. But we'll see. It's supposed to start snowing at midnight. We'll see how cold it is in the garage. But for now, I appreciate y'all. Stay safe out there. I hope y'all stay warm.